Hey guys, Texas handles over 2 million wild hogs each year in an industry worth $100 million, 0 cents. As wild boar activity increases across farmland, what challenges are farmers facing now? Wild hogs are considered an invasive species that can cause a lot of damage and are notorious for destroying crops. In the north, they can affect the food chain from berry orchards to large mammals. Locals call them ecological trains for their indiscriminate appetite. They will eat the eggs of any ground nesting bird. They will attack adults if they can, which they often do, and in the spring they will eat thousands of goslings, ducklings and other ground nesting birds. They will harm anything, even a mature white-tailed deer. It was this uncontrolled destruction that forced people to take action. They built a whole system of trapping, hunting and processing, turning what was once a threat into an industry worth more than $100 million. Why do I say that? Let's find out with me. This time, cage traps were chosen, silent weapons in the war between man and beast. They were metal fences, carefully engineered systems to fool one of the most cunning creatures on American soil. Each cage was made from large, 16-foot long panels of welded wire mesh that formed a perfect circle of control. The circle prevented pigs from congregating or escaping, while the open roof allowed non-target animals to escape unharmed. But building such a trap is no easy task. Each T-post must be driven deep into the hard Texas soil, tied with thick wire strong enough to withstand the wrath of a 200-pound wild hog. One misplaced post, one loose knot, and the night hunt is doomed. Building these traps is part engineering, part endurance, and all determination. But the trap doesn't always win. In Texas, they say, once a wild hog learns, it never forgets. It remembers bad experiences and recognizes danger after just one encounter. Sometimes, if the trapper hastily activates the trap before the herd enters, the rest will scatter and never return. It's a mistake that many farmers overlook. To deal with the wild hog's increasing agility, Texans have had to change their entire strategy. Before setting the traps for real, farmers often familiarise the herd by leaving bait in the traps without triggering them for days, making them believe the place is safe. When the time comes, the herd enters and the door slams shut in silence. But the hog's wariness never goes away. So the traps are moved periodically, changing location after each catch to break their avoidance habits. Captured boars are transported to USDA-approved facilities where processing adheres to strict humane standards. Each animal is tested for diseases like brucellosis and pseudorabies to ensure biosecurity. Workers handle each animal individually, as wild boar meat is firmer and has less fat than domestic boars. The carcasses are given traceability codes, deep frozen and prepared for the global supply chain. From muddy fields to cold steel mills, humans turn chaos into order. Wild boar meat is processed into salami, bacon, canned goods, exported to New York, Paris, Tokyo. The invasive species, now providing new livelihoods, is a symbol of human adaptability and creativity in the face of wild nature. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, wild boar meat contains only about 3% fat, is rich in protein, iron and omega-3s, and is considered a clean, sustainable and premium meat. Wild boar meat is priced 30 to 50% higher than farmed pork, becoming a natural luxury in large restaurants. That is how the United States turned an ecological hazard into a hugely profitable export industry. I live in a place called Paradise with a view of Loch Ness, but that paradise has now been invaded by wild boars, giant monsters that have been extinct for centuries and have returned. Why are they called giants? Because they are not ordinary pigs. The one I shot weighed 309 pounds. They run at 30 miles per hour, smash into cars and destroy them, and overnight they can plough my garden like a bulldozer, forcing me to mow my lawn 5 to 6 times a year. They are omnivorous. Roots, lambs and baby birds make them a menace to farmers like Catherine McLennan, who lost 2 sheep overnight, their carcasses torn to pieces. I don't like to harm animals, even a rabbit makes me cringe. But with wild boars, there's no choice. Why not use traps? Woo! Traps are too risky and ineffective. They're smart, they evade easily, and if they fail, they can turn around and attack you with their sharp fangs. A 309-pound giant charging at you at breakneck speed? Traps are out of control. They'll just burst and continue to wreak havoc. Instead, I use guns, which are more accurate, faster, and more humane. I've hired hunters to shoot about 50 of them on my 8.5 acres, each shot having to be precise and accurate to knock them down instantly. On this wild boar hunting, I chose nighttime as the best time to hunt, since wild boars are mostly nocturnal. My partner Grant Clark and I often hid in the hills, using spotlights, telescopic sights, and even intensifiers in the dark. But they learn quickly, and after just a few exposures to artificial light, they become wary. One recent night, my phone rang and my trap camera detected a lone female weighing about 110 pounds. A shot rang out and the boar was taken down with precision. It was the only way to control them before they multiplied into the hundreds, according to Nature's Scott estimates. But what you can't miss on the trip is the hunter using corn bait in a 5-foot long plastic tube, which is the key to this victory. Many people have asked me what equipment I use on this trip. Firearms permits from the police must state wild boar hunting only for .270 caliber or larger, and only if you have permission to hunt on wild boar land under the Firearms Act 2002. No shotguns, as they are too weak to ensure humane wild boar hunting. However, one mistake and the nightmare escalates. A missed shot will result in injury and the wild boar will charge at you in seconds. Use the wrong caliber and you will have your license revoked, be sued or face criminal charges if you injure a person or cause an uncontrolled wild boar population to devastate more farms. Under the scorching midday sun of the Scottish Highlands near Loch Ness, my group continues to stalk the boar herd. They are not alone. They are a family herd led by the young of the sow we knocked down earlier. Tracking their whereabouts will require the skills we learned from our boar hunting course over the summer. As the dust settles, smaller footprints lead south toward the Scottish-English border, hinting at an even larger tribe hiding in the ancient Forest of Dean. Will our pursuit uncover a coalition of giant boars that have evolved to ambush hunters, take down the herd, or end in our defeat? The mystery deepens, drawing you into
Do you know why the economy in Texas is severely affected? Because Texas is home to more than 50 invasive species that have been identified as affecting agriculture. However, wild boars are considered the most dangerous invasive species for agriculture. According to 2021 estimates, wild boar costs the corn industry about $147 million per year. Hundreds of square acres of your family's land will be attacked by wild boars. So have you ever used corn as bait to attract wild boars into your traps? If you have done it before, tell me, how effective did you find it? Please comment below for other farmers to refer to. First, let's find out why corn has become such an attractive dish. Because corn contains a lot of carbohydrates, protein, and lipids, it provides a large amount of energy for animals. A wild boar can absorb and grow hundreds of pounds from the nutrients provided by corn. The natural aroma of corn is also an attractive factor for wild boars. The aroma of corn makes it easy for them to recognize and find food sources, especially in the fall. When the corn is ripening, more wild boars come to the cornfields. Another notable feature is how wild boars find their way to cornfields. They often enter through small baths to avoid people's observation, creating favorable conditions for causing harm without being detected by people. So how to deal with the increasing number of wild boars invading cornfields? The people of Texas have taken many countermeasures, but for them, using the traps is the most effective method. Setting net traps to catch wild boars is a process that requires patience from hunters. An effective method used is to use corn free to attract pigs to approach the trap. The corn inside the trap will be mixed with hunting powder to create a scent that attracts trapped wild boars. Do you know what is inside the stuff mixed with the corn that is so attractive to wild boars? And more importantly, make sure the food inside the trap is at least 18 inches away from the cur and dirt floor to encourage the pigs to approach without hesitation. Compared to placing round iron traps, this method of setting knit traps has many benefits. Knit traps provides a more open space, making wild boars feel more comfortable when approaching. Compared to setting round iron traps, setting knit traps is easier in terms of technique and preparation. Mesh traps are easy to adjust and reuse as well, while round iron traps may have to be released and replaced after each use. Setting knit traps is often more productive and provides more effective results in catching wild boars. Each time a knit trap is placed, more can be caught than when a round iron trap is placed. Compared to setting round iron traps, setting knit traps is easier in some aspects in terms of technique and preparation. Using mesh instead of round iron provides a more flexible option for creating a pattern that attracts pigs. Comment number 1, if you think this remedy is the most effective among methods you have seen. Now let's go to another area in Texas to see how people interact with wild boar populations. The Jagger Pro trap is a unique and effective innovation specifically designed to help farmers catch wild boars quickly and effectively. The process of setting up this trap requires finesse and careful preparation from the user to begin with. They need to assemble the panels themselves into a large block, and then install the trapdoor and screen door according to detailed instructions. Strategically placed traps are important to optimize your chances of catching wild boars. To catch wild boars, the trapdoor is made from high-strength steel and is capable of withstanding the impact of a wild boar weighing up to 200 pounds. The sturdiness of this trapdoor ensures that any wild boars caught in the trap will not be able to escape. Capture safety is a top priority because the screen door is made from steel mesh that effectively prevents all of their escape attempts. The way the Jagger Pro trap works is simple but extremely effective. When wild boar moves along the path into the trap, they touch the trigger, causing the trapdoor to automatically fall. With the way the trap works, do you expect the following results? As a result, you get stuck inside immediately. The special thing is that the Jagger Pro trap not only limits catching one wild boar at a time, but can also effectively catch many wild boars at the same time. Depending on the number of wild boars in the area, with a maximum size of 10 by 6 by 5 feet. The Jagger Pro trap is a flexible solution that can adapt to a variety of terrains. The ability to customize the size gives users more flexibility and adjust the trap to their specific needs. Their bodies making it the ideal choice for protecting crops and livestock from the ravages of wild boars. What's more surprising is that once upon a time, each trap was developed. I advocate trapping because it is the most effective tool available to farmers in controlling invasive wild boar populations, and say the success rate of trapping is often increased when used alone in a certain area. Using both types of traps is a smart move, especially when it comes to the safety of wild boars. Regarding moving wild boars to nature reserves, in these places, wild boars can be free and search for food. One of the important measures to control the wild boar population without harming them is to use sterilization. This does not affect the health of the species or the surrounding environment. Do you have a better way to control wild boar populations? Please comment down below all of your suggestions so we can let everyone in Texas know.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.